Live, welcome in, guys. What's going on? K Dog's Kennel coming at you alongside my good friend and fellow content creator, Holly's Adventures. And we are coming at you a little later than normal. Kind of a late day at work today, but we're going to come at you with our picks for week 10. Hard to believe, week 10 of the NFL season. Last week, not too good. Went 6-8 last week, bringing my total to 73-47 on the year. Um, Holly went 7-7 last week, bringing her total to 61-43. So not
I'm
too shabby. We're so, and then Holly just shared uh, this in her Discord, which is awesome. So we are going to jump right in. We got four teams on bye. We'll talk about them at the end. We are going to kick things off with just a superb bag. Can't even say that with a straight face. We have the 1-7 Carolina Panthers taking on the 2-7 Chicago Bears. Good
Wait,
Lord.
Bears.
Yeah. It's a little shocking. I mean, the Bears Panthers had that trade in the offseason, sent DJ Moore to Chicago, which really has not paid any dividends in that whatsoever. DJ Moore has not looked very good, but then again, the Bears haven't looked very good either. Panthers with rookie quarterback Bryce Young, he has not looked very good either. It's really this is a coin flip. I actually went back and forth on this one at least a couple times. I can see this game going either way. But big question mark is if Justin Fields is going to start. He was out last week. It's not been confirmed if he's going to start this week or not. However, irregardless of who starts for the Bears, I'm going to give the Bears a slight edge in this game, mainly because of home field advantage. But I mean, this is two teams that are going to be picking, I would say, in the top 10 of the draft. Well, actually, Chicago will have Carolina's pick. Uh, so really conceivably, the Bears could easily have, two picks in the early part of the first round if Carolina continues to lose. But be that as it may, like I said, I'm going to take Chicago reluctantly in kind of a low scoring game. I don't think really either offense is worth a crap. Neither defense is really that great, but two offenses that can't get the ball, can't get it going, is going to make for a low scoring affair.
Yeah, God. I went back and forth myself on this because I'm like, it's the Bears, it's the Panthers. Neither team are doing really well, but I gotta go for somebody.
Right.
Go for the Bears just because I think they have a slight edge over Carolina, but not by much. So
Yeah, it could be. I watch a YouTube channel called Urinating Tree. He does the what's called the Tank Bowl, which is basically two really crappy teams that play each other. This is probably going to be his Tank Bowl of game of the week. Is pretty bad.
no, this is going to be a game of the week. Who's gonna score the first touchdown?
First one that scores wins. No.
There you go.
All right. In Germany, we have the 4-5 Indianapolis Colts taking on the 2-7 New England Patriots. Part of me really wants to take New England in this game, but I went with that same mindset last week, and New England fell. This could be the end of Bill Belichick in New England, realistically. I know Patriots owner Robert Kraft has kind of been a little lukewarm on confirming that Bill Belichick will be back next year. And if the Patriots continue their losing ways, could be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. The Colts, Gardner Minshew, I still say he's better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones, I just do not feel Mac Jones is the answer in New England. I really don't. I never really thought he was. I think the Patriots kind of went on a limb to get him. He just has not gotten the job done. But then again, you're also trying to supersede Tom Brady. Not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just think the Colts are a better team. I think the Patriots try to keep it close. But I like the Colts in this game, despite the fact that it's in Germany. It's a home game for New England, but they're not in Foxborough. They're overseas in Germany. But I'm going to take the Colts in a close game. But I like Indy on the road.
I think Indy's got this one. I mean, like you said last week, you got a mean evil. I say a mean evil, a really mean Bill Belichick. He's going to be really biting at the, the bits there, looking for a win. Because his head's on the chopping block. I mean, look what happened to the Raiders. I mean, they lost both their GM and their head coach. Hey, big baby.
Yo, big baby, how's it going, brother?
I mean, look at what happened to them mid season. I mean, both got wiped on the chopping block there. So I mean, uh, who's not to say that's not going to happen to Bill Belichick? But I mean, who? I mean, we don't know. It's going to be a week to week thing. But I think the Indy has this on the road.
Yeah, I think Belichick survives to the end of the season. I just don't see the Patriots, canning him midway. But I think if the Patriots finish with, let's say, fewer than like 5 or 6 wins, which is very realistic, I think it could be the axe for one Bill Belichick. But
Now,
next up,
I did read somewhere. Now, this is just say because you can't believe everything that you see and you read, that there are rumors that Ezekiel Elliott could possibly be making his way back to Dallas. So again, that's just a hearsay. Now, I mean, will it happen? We don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with that, if that's going to be true or not.
at first I've heard of that. That's actually interesting. Be interesting to see if Ezekiel goes back to Dallas or not.
See him go back, but at the same time, I mean, he's getting up. I say he's getting up in years. He's been used so much in Dallas as far as the running back that he's in getting towards that part of the career where he can't perform like he should. And this is just what I'm seeing as a non-football knowledge person. I mean, I'm just sitting in here as a spectator, but I mean, they're only good for a few years, and then afterward they go.
Yeah, Tony Pollard kind of just came on the scene, and I don't want to say took the starting job away. And when the Patriots, got him in the got Zeke in the off season, it was really to bolster that offense. And even with that, I mean, Zeke hasn't really done anything.
Because everybody knows his play style.
Yeah,
And you can't just do the same thing over and over and over again. That's what they're doing with Zeke. They're using the same plays. Oh, Charlie horse, Charlie horse, Charlie
no,
horse.
those are not fun.
Hey, who Eddie on the road? Oh. Next team.
Next up is Holly deals with her Charlie horse. We have the 4-4 Houston Texans taking on the 5-3 Cincinnati Bengals. This should be big baby saying ouch, ouch, ouch.
Oh.
I get Charlie horses in my calf a lot where I had my my blood clot, and God, it's just it's bad.
But mine resonating into the foot too, like on the top part of the foot where that little tendon is on the top of the foot.
Yeah.
In the calf and on the top, so it was like a double whammy.
Or break a toe.
Or break a toe. Yeah, I told Holly you broke your toe.
Holly ever broken a toe?
Have you ever broken a toe?
No, I've broken an arm. Does that count?
She said broken arm. Does that count?
I've broken arm too.
She broke it. Yeah, she broke it on.
You got to be real clumsy to break a toe more than once. That would be me.
Well, hey.
Same toe.
Same toe. A pinky toe.
Every time I blue will.
Right. So we got the Big Baby said no broken. You're very fortunate. I've broken my forearm, and I've broken my ankle. That's been the extent of my breaks. My forearm I broke when I was a kid. Actually, my brother broke my forearm, and then I broke my ankle slipping on ice last year. I slipped and fell in my driveway, and completely my foot rolled under my leg, and I fell on top of it. And it's like I kind of threw myself back. I actually bounced the back of my head on the driveway because had I fallen the way I was supposed to fall, it would have wound up being a spiral fracture in my leg. And I'm like, nope. I've seen pictures of that.
Break is cleaner.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to go through surgery, and they're like, no, just you clean break in the back of your ankle, just wear walking boots, stay on crutches. had knee surgery, but no broken bones. Yeah, I've had knee surgery on my right knee. I had hernia surgery, and then I had a large cyst removed from the back of my thigh. But other than that,
Surgery. Let's see. I had a laparoscopic surgery, exploratory surgery. I had a gallbladder removed. I had a hysterectomy. I've had a cyst removed off my tailbone.
oh,
I chopped this finger off and had it reattached.
oh God,
And then you can't see it because it's healed very nicely, but I gashed my forehead when I was 5 ish.
so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. So,
Been a hot minute. All right. I don't even know where we. Oh, we left off on 4-4 Texans and the Texans and
Bengals.
the Bengals.
Go Bengals.
Yeah, I actually picked the Bengals this week. This should be a really good game. I think the Bengals are hitting on all cylinders right now. CJ Stroud lit up the scoreboard in a great game against Tampa Bay. Actually, I think he set a franchise record for Houston, almost threw for like 500 yards in his 8 games. What did I write down? Stroud has looks like it's either 15 or 16 touchdowns to 1 interception. So I mean, again, I think Houston has found their guy. Um, but I think Houston's going to keep it close. As appendix removed 3 days later, have my colon removed. Oh wow, that's quite the double whammy.
Yeah.
I ew, just shudder thinking of that. My
Yeah.
God. Um, but as far as I think Cincy wins a close game here. I think the Texans keep it very close. I just think that the Bengals are starting to hit. You've
Get
taken the
that.
Bengals the last 2 weeks. I've gone against Cincy the last 2 weeks. I've paid the price. I again not maybe that's a testament that Joe Burrow's fully healed, or it's just the fact that Cincinnati is just playing better overall. But I think it's a close game. I think it's going to be a great game, but I look for Cincy to take care of business at home.
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, they haven't done me wrong the past 2 weeks, so I think you're right. I think Cincy has they gotten that momentum and they're just going full force with it. Texans have found their rhythm as well. It's like you said, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a real good game. So, but I think since I'm going to go with Cincy on the road or the home.
Uh, Cincy's at home. Houston, Houston at Cincinnati. So yeah.
Well, that's all good that your appendix had cancer. Ooh,
Oh God, I literally
well,
just saw that. Wow.
that.
Oh, thank the good Lord for that, for
Oh,
sure.
definitely, definitely, definitely.
All right, Cincinnati. All right. Next up, we have the 5-4 New Orleans Saints at the 5-4 Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings
Ooh,
with Joshua Dobbs came over from Arizona, led them to a win. The Falcons blew another one. We'll talk about Atlanta here in a little bit, but against they're at home against the Saints. Not sure if the rookie is going to start or if Dobbs is going to get the nod here. However, um, can Minnesota capture lightning in a bottle twice? I don't think so. I think the Saints have a little bit more oomph, if you will, than Atlanta did. Again, I think it has the potential to be a great game, but I like the Saints on the road. I like it in a close game. A lot of these games I feel like are going to be close this week, but I just feel Derek Carr is better than either of Minnesota's quarterbacks. Of course, we talked last week. Kirk Cousins is out for the year
ouch.
with a ruptured Achilles. Um,
Something,
so
something in the water.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints on the road this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I mean, granted, now I think it's going to be a close game, just because I think Minnesota is also getting their rhythm in. Um, but there again, like you said, Kirk Cousins is out for the year with the torn Achilles. So it's going to be a close game, but I think the Saints have the oomph to pull the win.
The oomph.
The
We'll
oomph.
take it. The oomph. Speaking of oomph, we have the 3-5 Green Bay Packers taking on the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody and their mothers in Green Bay were ecstatic. We beat the Rams 20-3. Everybody except me. Now, why is that? Okay, and I'll explain. I've been waiting for this to explain this. The defense played great. They really, really did. However, Matt Stafford was not playing in that game. LA had some offensive players banged up. Not taking anything away from Green Bay's defense. They played great last week, but they played great defense against a backup quarterback. Had they played that way with Matt Stafford in the game, I'd be a little bit more optimistic. Now they're playing the Steelers this week in Pittsburgh, which is actually my boss's team. We've actually been bantering the last couple of days about the fact our teams are playing this week. So mainly for her, I'm going to take the Steelers. I just think that the Steelers defense is going to come after Jordan Love hot and heavy. And maybe the Packers will surprise me, but like I said, until Green Bay can put together a complete game against a complete team, it's really hard for me to back them up. Ryan Gunkist, general manager of Green Bay, has basically said Jordan Love has until the end of the season to prove he is the next thing, the next franchise in Green Bay. I don't know if he's the answer in Green Bay, but he played a decent game last week. But like I said, a lot of the Green Bay defense was against a backup quarterback. And like I said, as cool as it is they won, I'm not impressed. And for that being said, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I think Green Bay tries to keep it close, but I think Pittsburgh's going to pull away in the second half. And it hurts, but I got to go with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think that was a fluke game. Green Bay and the Rams are a great team. Don't get me wrong. The Rams are an awesome team, but something just happened where they just got, as they put it, a wild hair up their ass and they won.
Like their defense had some Wheaties, I guess. I don't know, but
ate their mini wheats that weekend. But I got to go with Pittsburgh. It's just they're not there.
Yeah, it's it bothers me. As a Packers fan, but it's like I said, until I can see a complete game. The running game was really good, but again, the Rams are kind of banged up. Like I said, if they beat the Rams at full strength, hey, I'd say, hey, maybe this is the turning point. But no, I think it's going to be a long year for us Packer fans.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the 3-5 Tennessee Titans taking on the 3-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a game that can go either way. Because both teams have been hot and cold. The entire year. It hasn't been just here and there. It's been all year. This game for me personally, it comes down to home field advantage, which that's where it's in Tampa. Again, I think it's going to be a close game. I think Will Levis. Hey, we got a thumbs up there. Appreciate that. But I think again, it was just home field's going to play a little bit into this. Will Levis is in the running to start his third game. Baker Mayfield, he's not the greatest quarterback, but he does have the experience factor on his side. Not always a great tell, but close game. But I like Tampa Bay at home.
Yeah, it could go either way, but like you said, home field advantage. Tampa Bay's at home, so they're gonna get some sort of momentum with the fans going all hog wild in a sense. I don't know, Tennessee. It's not the same like it used to be, especially when who was their previous quarterback? Was it Mariota that was their quarterback?
For Tennessee, yeah, it was prior to Tannehill. It was Marcus Mariota, yeah.
And Mariota was an awesome quarterback. And who's he now? Who is he with this year? He's one of the back.
Everything in my body wants to say he's with the Falcons this year. I think he's a backup to in Atlanta, or he's either with Atlanta or he's with Las Vegas.
I want to say he's with Atlanta. I don't think he's with the Raiders.
Yeah, something's telling me he's with the Falcons.
So, but other than that, I have to go with the Tampa Bay on this one.
Tampa Bay. All right. Next up, we've got two teams coming off of a bye week. We have the 5-3 San Francisco 49ers taking on the 6-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. For me, this game comes down to who really needs a win more. And yo, big baby, take care, my brother. We love you, buddy. When it comes down to it, the Jaguars are sitting pretty atop the AFC South. 49ers have kind of tumbled a little bit. And I think that this is a game San Francisco needs more than Jacksonville. I think the 49ers, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, they all need a bounce back game, and I think that this is a perfect game for them to do that against Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is the better team, but I smell an upset here. I'm taking San Fran on the road.
Ooh, I kind of did this toss up, um, just because I can't stand San Fran. But at the same time, they got to come back from a 3-loss streak. So, is this going to be the turning point for them? Is Jacksonville going to be that game that they're going to come back and whoop ass in a sense?
Right.
So, as much as I want to go against San Fran, I think I got to go with them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I tossed
get up there.
I tossed this one around a bit because, like, I mean, yeah, it should be a good game, but
You go, bitch.
no, right. So next up, we have a big matchup in the AFC North. We have the 5-3 Cleveland Browns taking on the 7-2 Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a test for Baltimore, or excuse me, a test for Cleveland. Cleveland's had a really good defense this year. The Ravens, I think, right now are the best team in the AFC. I'm not ready to call them the best team in the NFL, but I think they are at this moment. They are the best team in the AFC. I think that the Browns try to keep this game close, but the way the Ravens are playing, it's going to take a lot to stop them. I think the Browns keep it close, but at the end of the day, I've got the Ravens going over and home.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens overall are just a fantastic team this year. I mean, I'm not saying like you said they're the best team in the NFL, but in the AFC they definitely are. Will you quit yelling at me? He wants his wet treat, and usually anytime
Oh,
I give him his wet treat, I have to give him his medicine. I mix it in really well, and it's not just a mix, and there you go. No, I got to make it into a nice smooth paste.
yep.
So, but anywho, can I finish? Okay,
we're,
thanks.
almost, we're almost done. We're about a little over halfway through.
Um, I mean, Cleveland. I don't know.
I
Cleveland
hear
has
you.
come a long way this year. But I think it's going to be a close game, like you said. But I think the
So,
Ravens are going to pull off the win for sure.
yeah, you like Baltimore too? Huh? You like Baltimore too? Yeah, you like Baltimore. Okay, Harris likes the Ravens too. All right, Oh, I know you love on the phone. All right. Next up, we have the 4-5 Atlanta Falcons taking on the 1-8 Arizona Cardinals. Rumor mill is Kyler Murray could be activated this week, which really made me question this game. But again, not 100% sure if he's going to be activated. The Falcons have been literally.
Activated this week.
That was yeah.
I think
I
so.
I, de- I debated taking Arizona. What? But I think if Kyler plays, I think the Cardinals have a chance to win this game. I picked Atlanta just because not sure if on the opposite side of that, Kyler Murray hasn't played all season. Is the rust going to have an impact on the way Kyler plays? Um, and like I said, the Falcons have just been so hit or miss all season. I literally feel like every time I pick this team, they let me down. Um, yeah, this is a crapshoot, but I'm going to take Atlanta on the road.
And who are they playing again?
The Cardinals.
The battle, as you said, what was it the other week? The Battle of the Birds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think Arizona can pull off the win. Not Arizona, Atlanta. Arizona, on the other hand, I think they flew the coop here. So I don't know. I mean, this is a big toss up, but I have to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, especially if they activate. My mind's going completely blank.
Kyler Murray.
That's it.
Yeah.
Especially if they activate Murray, I think they got a better shot at it for sure. But I mean, it's going to be a close game. But I got to go with Atlanta on this one.
Yeah. They Falcons lose. If the Falcons lose this game, I'm not picking Atlanta the rest of the year. No, look, Garrett. Hey, look, stop rubbing the clipboard. Hey, look up.
Oakley, tell Kira's hi.
Aw, look, Garrett.
It's Oakley.
Garrett. Garrett, come here. She's too busy. Yeah, yeah, I know. You're too busy rubbing your face on everything. Oh, she's so cute.
That tongue hurts.
Giving mama kisses.
No,
Aw.
dirty nose apparently.
Aw.
This is
Oh, baby.
my special needs kitty. So
Aw. Oh yeah, you got a cat named Oakley too, don't you?
yes, this is Oakley.
Aw. Yeah, I thought that was so weird because I'm like, oh, I was like, we have a cat named Oakley. Aw.
Okay, go make biscuits for me.
Aw. Oakley, you're adorable.
That tongue hurts.
Yeah, okay. Watch out, baby. Let me finish this. All right. Next up, we have the 6-2 Detroit Lions taking on the 4-4 LA Chargers. In a game that could go either way. A lot of these games can go either way. Was Detroit on a bye? Yeah, Detroit was on a bye last week. Going against the Chargers, I really want I want to take Detroit. I really my gut says take Detroit, but I'm going with the Chargers at home. I think the Chargers can pull off an upset. I think the Chargers are needing a win more at this particular part of the season to maintain position in the NFC or the AFC West. Yeah, this is just a crapshoot, but I'm going to take the Chargers in an upset at home.
Well, here's our split. Well, I'm going to go for Detroit.
I figured we have one eventually, but hey, take it Detroit.
The reason I say that is just because Detroit has been phenomenal this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Not saying that we're not going to have an upset. Hi. But I think Detroit's going to be the more dominant team in this game. But I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, look at what happened between Dallas and Eagles. I mean,
speaking of Dallas,
don't worry, I'm waiting.
Speaking of Dallas, we have the 2-7 New York Giants taking on the 5-3 Dallas Cowboys. Controversy was the theme of last week's game. I actually watched the ending of the game. A lot of missed penalties in that game,
and that's the game.
Yeah, and I there was a lot of missed calls, especially on that last drive. There was a holding call that should have been called on Philly. That was not called. I believe there was a pass interference call that was a no call, which very easily could have changed that game.
A short.
Yeah. I don't want to say that Dallas got hosed last week, but I think Dallas got hosed last week.
Dallas got screwed. We'll just lay it on the table. Dallas got screwed. I mean, that was nothing but refs calling for Philly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, especially over the last couple of years, a lot of people have said the NFL is rigged, and a lot of that has to do with officiating. And like I said, it was evident last week.
Passed underneath the table, and people don't want to agree with it, but you know what? That's your opinion. But I mean,
right.
A lot of people on social media have said that game should have been a Dallas game, not a Philly game. But a lot of calls were not called, and that goes to show you how much the game is rigged.
Yeah, I mean, it showed there were calls even botched early in the game on both sides. Like there were calls against Dallas that weren't called for Philly and vice versa. But it really seems like that, especially that last drive where Dallas is driving downfield. I think they were in like the 20-yard line of Philly before finally the end of the game. But yeah, from what I saw, it definitely looked like Dallas got robbed. But I think they're going to be out for nothing against the Giants. I mean, it's not the Giants' fault, but they're gonna be hungry. I've got Dallas winning this game. Daniel Jones for the Giants out for the year with a torn ACL. So yeah, that's gonna be a big blow to the Giants. I like Dallas in this game, and I like Dallas big. Actually, Dallas started the year with a 40-0 win over the Giants.
I
You
don't
know,
in that big, but I do see a big gap in the score.
oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, I like I said, I like Dallas in this game. I like Dallas big.
Yeah. Yeah. Dallas all the way.
All right, we have Sunday night, or no, I'm sorry, we have one more afternoon game. We have the 4-5 Washington Commanders taking on the 5-3 Seattle Seahawks. Um,
Ooh.
Commanders, Commanders are another team that have really been up and down. It's really hard to gauge them. It's hard to, yeah, literally, yeah,
It's a roller coaster.
um, yeah. The Seahawks, you know, they're not great, but they're not bad. And you put these two teams together, especially in Seattle, that crowd's going to be rocking. At the end of the day, I got to roll with Seattle. I think the 12th or the was the 12th man they call their crowd. Really going to be behind them. And I mean, and the Seahawks are also jockeying for a potential wild card spot. So I think the Seahawks, like I said, their 12th man per se, going to be loud and proud. I think the Commanders keep it close. They've been in a lot of games this year, but I do like the Seahawks at home.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that one. I mean, see, both teams have been on a roller coaster ride, but I think the Commanders have really loop de loop, backflips, you name it, they've done it. And, I mean, it's going to be a close game. They're going to keep it close, few points, but I have to go with Seattle on this one.
Yeah. All right, we go into Sunday night football. The 4-4 New York Jets taking on the 4-5 Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh,
Boy, the Jets looked abysmal on Monday. The Chargers defense, the Jets are a prime example. They're a great team defensively, but they are a horrendous team on
defense.
offense. Um, the Raiders kind of similar. They're not great on offense, but they're somewhat steady on defense. But um, what's unique about the Jets, and again, we talked about when in the Dallas game how people have been saying the last couple of years the NFL is rigged. Well, something I came across today, as a matter of fact, is obviously Aaron Rodgers. He's been shelved all year, ruptured his Achilles in the very first game of the year, fourth play of the season, ruptured his Achilles. As of right now, the Packers are going to host an AFC East team next year. So if the Packers and the Jets finish in the same place, like right now they're both third in their respective division, that means next year the Jets will travel to Green Bay, which means Aaron Rodgers will come back to Lambeau Field. I mean, if Green Bay and New York finish in the same place, whether it's second, third, or fourth, or first even, but that's not going to happen. Um, so yeah, that's almost like a tell that you know for ratings. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. Brett Favre went back to Lambeau as a Viking. But as far as this game goes, I give a very very slim edge to the Jets. Just I think they have a better defense. And I think that if the Jets could just get like at least their running game involved, they've got an amazing young running back in Brees Hall. Dalvin Cook, they've not utilized him at all this year. You trade for him, but you don't utilize him. I think the Jets have a hellacious 1-2 punch at running back. And honest to God, everybody wants to throw shade and throw salt on Zach Wilson. Get your running game involved. Like I said, you've got two really prolific backs that can get the job done. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a defensive game. I think it's going to be a very low scoring game. I do feel the Jets have a better defense than Las Vegas. So I'm going to take the Jets in a close game and a low scoring game on the road.
Yeah, I don't want to say that the Raiders game was a fluke because I mean they played a phenomenal game last week, especially seeing the fact that you have an interim defensive head coach coaching an entire team.
Right.
Hi, bye. Just push me out of the way, dog. Why not? I think, like you said, it's going to be a close game. Defensively, I think the Jets are going to hold their own. I mean, but we could all be surprised and the Raiders come out with a win. I mean, it could be the Hail Mary that they need to I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I have to go with the Jets. I mean, just on the edge, I don't know. I've been kind of teetering away on this one just because of the win the Raiders have, but I think overall, I think the Jets have a better defense for this game.
All right. And we move on into Monday night football. We have the 3-5 Denver Broncos taking on the 5-4 Buffalo Bills. The Bills are struggling a lot. I think the Bills need a win in the worst way. I think the Bills have got to, in addition, obviously, to Kansas City, Cincinnati. Now you got, now you're looking up at Baltimore. I think the Bills need a win in this game to keep pace, if you will. I think the Broncos, the Broncos are hit and miss. I think Russell Wilson is washed.
Yeah.
I know that Denver brought Russell Wilson in thinking he could be that catalyst to get Denver back to prominence, but it's been anything but that. I think with the Bills being at home, I think the Bills are more desperate for a win, at least more so than they have been. They've lost the last couple of games in heartbreaking fashion, but you're in the thick of a very tight AFC race, and I think for the Bills, one of the teams that's never won a Super Bowl, to stay in contention, if you will, with Kansas City, with Cincinnati, with Miami, even that. Actually, I think Miami's leading that division right now. Buffalo's got to turn it around, and I think the Broncos are the perfect opponent for them to do so. So, I think the Bills get a statement win to prove that they are an elite force in the AFC. But at least this week, I've got Buffalo winning at home.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think when they brought in Russell Wilson as the quarterback, I think, like you said, you got the catalyst right there. But as they say, he's just been bucked for the horse. He's all up in a sense. I mean, he's a quarterback that's just not performing to standards in a sense. And I think you're right. I think Buffalo is hungry for a win, and I think they're going to pull it off on this game. So Buffalo it is.
Buffalo, and we've got on by this week. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, the LA Rams, the Miami Dolphins, and the Philadelphia Eagles on a bye week. So to recap, we have the Bears over the Panthers, we have the Colts over the Patriots, the Bengals over the Texans, Saints over the Vikings, Steelers over the Packers, Buccaneers over the Titans, 49ers over the Jaguars, Ravens over the Browns, Falcons over the Cardinals. I've got the Chargers over the Lions. Holly has the Lions over the Chargers. We have Dallas over the Giants, Seahawks over the Commanders, Jets over the Raiders, and the the Bills over the Broncos. So
When
there
it
you
was
go.
teams.
That wraps up our week number 10 picks. I've got one more day of work, and then what I'd like to do is get Final Fantasy 2 wrapped up over the next couple of days. We're toward the end of the game. We got, I think, 5 areas left in Final Fantasy 2. We're going to wrap that up, move on to Final Fantasy 3, just because I've never beaten 3. So I'm going to play that. That's what's on tap. So, want to thank you guys so much for watching. As always, thank you to Holly's Adventures. Make sure you guys subscribe to her channel as well. She's an amazing content creator. I've got nothing but love for her.
Right now.
Yeah, hey, we're all that way. But make sure you guys subscribe to both of our channels. Give this video a thumbs up if you would, please. It does help us grow. And we will catch you guys in our next respective videos. So take care. And Holly and I will be back next week for week number 11. So you guys take care, and we'll catch you guys in our next videos.
Later.
See ya.